Take care of these!
Well, The Ancient Gods Part 2. I already paid for it! I think it's a little interesting, before taking any steps in-game, a PSA pops on screen, practically pleading with the player, look, you gotta switch around weapons and find what works best per enemy. It may be a bit presumptuous to believe that people like little old me complaining about breaking mid-combat push them into penning this explanation. Or apology. As I've said before, The Ancient Gods Part 1 was released months ago, so I have no shame in spoiling the cliffhanger. The Doomslayer resurrected the Dark Lord himself, a warrior of hell. And in being the exact opposite of you, he looks just like you. Huh. Naked, but no wiggle physics. The Slayer brought the devil back strictly for the purpose of killing him. I was yelling at the game, well, just shoot the bastard right now! Oh. They got that covered. Beelzebub leaves the Slayer an open invitation to the capital of Hell, and our hero hangs a left to light the flame of Gondor to signal his brethren that this is the time to fight. Your portal dumps you out in the green part of Argentinur as you look for the key to Emora. We all remember the trick situations Part 1 stuck us in, as we see the return of buffed enemies associated with an inaccessible buff totem, and just sheer numbers. Now with the added fun of dancing on toxic waste until all enemies are cleared. Greatest hits like spirit-possessed monsters are back, and joining them are stony imps, zombies that buff upon combustion, and barons with regenerating armor. Wait, regenerating? I was right. Added to your arsenal, replacing the Sentinel Blade, is the Sentinel Hammer. The Betrayer hands it over to you in spirit, and allows you to Super Mario jump and Shovel Knight strike the ground. The sound effect from stun enemies is humorous, and you'll hear it plenty by the game's end. It sounds like at an NBA game when they're introducing the starting lineup of the away team. I watched a lot of Portland Trail Blazers basketball in the 90s. Yeah, Rip City and junk. Stunned enemies drop ammo. Oh, finally something else does it. Plus, it only takes 2 glory kills to refill the hammer use, which, to be honest, is pretty inexpensive considering this is Doom Eternal. I really wish that was in the main game. After claiming the key to Emora, which is actually a ship, I don't know, the game wasn't entirely clear on that one, you gotta find the door to Emora. And the UAC in turn portals you to a city on the reclaimed Earth. Now, just like the Blood Swamps, I like that this is an environment that hasn't really been explored in previous Doom outings. Yeah, what happens after you clear out the demonic invasion? What once was a gore nest, then a Slayer Gate, is now an escalation encounter. The first wave is required and will give you a Sentinel Hammer upgrade. The second wave is optional, but will award you a new battle mode skin. Well, isn't the choice obvious? Skip the second wave and then replay the level again with all cheats on. By now, I'm noticing that Part 2 really deviates from previous installments, as there is definitely less focus on exploration. No extra runes to pick up, no rewards for finding secret areas, no silly challenges. Neither of the first 2 levels have an end-level boss, like Part 1. That's cool. If all you want to do is shoot from one possessed room to the next demonic slime, I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Just feels like half the effort to me. That's nice. We've reached the gate of Devoom and sucked on through. Now you are in the center of hell, where all the bureaucrats live, the city of Emora. Again, I don't feel bad at all for showing the levels. Steam drew first blood. For the lack of cutscenes and end-level bosses up to this point, they seem to try to make it up with this epic cinematic. We know the only objective left is to kill the devil? I don't know, that's a pretty ambitious goal. Not even the original Doom set out to do that. And I wonder where all the bad people go when they die. And why would hell have cities, much less a capital? See, I've always dreamed of writing a novel, but I can't even hammer out an order of events because I keep finding my own plot holes. I mean, let me attack Pixar again. Cars. What's going on? There are gender differences in parents? So, do they mate? How do they reproduce? How do they die? You can run out of gas and your engine stops, but what allows your mouth to move? This is how they make roads. But who made that? The tires can't grab anything, so who built the Roman Colosseum? Do the forklifts do everything? Are they slaves? No. Hold on. The cars seem to have progressed at the same rate as the real-life timeline, and cars didn't exist in 70 AD. So who built the Colosseum? The last new notable enemy appearing in Emora is the demonic trooper. They are so out of place. Doom is supposed to be the anti-Halo design. Troops like this are usually scripted to stop and pop, but they are guided by default Doom AI and run straight at you. For many of these reasons I mentioned, I think Part 2 pulls back a little bit. Part 1 felt a lot longer and harder. All of those with a 7th grade mentality are invited to laugh here. Without spoiling things completely, I can say that it appears to close the story that they began in Doom 2016. I'm glad they found a way to put a lid on this. But didn't Marty say that they wanted to create a Doom universe? I figured we'd be getting a very long, multi-game narrative introducing more super mastermind demons, and eventually we'd meet a Slayer with tits. Not saying what I wanted, just what I was expecting. Maybe we'll get a Commander Valen backstory, learn what his betrayal was. Or maybe we'll find out more about King Novik's role in this. It's the Wolfenstein 3D approach. You know, when you can't sequel, prequel. But for the conclusion of Doom Eternal,
this ending sucks.
Trying to sum up major actions with a few compressed FMVs, it seems to be tripping across the finish line. The game element I have saved for last is gameplay. Do you want to know my opinion of the gameplay of Doom Eternal: The Ancient Gods Part 2? It's good. Great, actually. The shakeup of Doom 2016 was a smart move. Who wants the free-form action akin to classic Doom? No! Cut the ammo capacity to nothing and make each enemy weak to a different weapon. So in the midst of battle, you spend most of the time on the weapons wheel and doing pirouettes to chainsaw lackey enemies because that's all you have the fuel for. That's the pinnacle of fun. A structured, repetitive loop. And if you disagree with this, if you dare speak against my holy devout truth, then you're the problem and you need to get good. Yeah, get good. Again, get good. I'll just keep repeating it as if it was a reasonable thing to say. It's impossible not to love Doom Eternal. You're so wrong. It's the greatest shooter of all time. You may have noticed that I've chosen the white armor. I don't know, I just like it. And this color should include the helmet. But when the Slayer takes it off here, the color is default green. No one thought to check this? You hard-coded the helmet color? You don't mess with the QA department?